Hello, my name is Nate Vance. I'm a former United States Marine, and a few months ago, I noticed that my old section leader, Gunnery Sergeant Jeff Shalansky, started a group attempting to prevent veteran suicide. So I thought I'd get involved and try to do something a little bit to draw attention to it or help. But first things first, we need to introduce you to Sergeant Ski. That's Gunny Ski. He's a pretty likable dude. As a matter of fact, he's one of the best dudes you might ever meet in your life. I know that he had plenty of reasons to stab me in the neck when I was one of his troops, and he never did, so I can attest to you personally that he's a very patient individual. Well, Gunny Ski started a group called FOB Razor. And FOB stands for Forward Operating Base, if you're a civilian watching this. And the Razor part was named after his best friend, Joe Razor, Sergeant Joe Razor, who lost his life to suicide. So I figured it's the least I could do to do something to try to draw attention to this. So if any veterans are watching and they're struggling with any of the same issues, or if you have a family member that's struggling with the same, don't hesitate to get in touch. Look up FOB Razor. The link will be in the description. The rest will just be me shooting at rocks in the middle of nowhere, but it's a long way to go. And the reason I chose 2,200 yards is because, well, it's a sad statistic that 22 veterans a day commit suicide and lose their life to suicide. So again, if this video puts this resource in front of one person who might not otherwise have seen it, then it was worth every second of me figuring out how to make a YouTube video, because I have no idea. So I apologize in advance for the really poor editing. All right, on to the shooting part. So if you look at that little yellow arrow, but right there, it was right pointing at a white dot, which is the rock that I was shooting at, which actually turned out to be 2,174 yards away from the position where I was zooming out with my iPhone camera right here. So for those of you that don't know, 2,174 yards is a long way with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, that little orange area and that horizontal line at the top of it was roughly what I was aiming at, right? I had my crosshairs kind of in the center of that horizontal line at the top of that orange area, and that was my point of aim. And I had to fly a drone down to the target, find my a good shooting position, take aim, shoot, spot for myself, which actually I ended up using the drone to do later on. And then before the battery got too low, stop shooting, get out of my shooting position, fly it back, swap batteries, fly back down there again. So it was kind of a pain in the butt, but it was a lot of fun. So anyway, here we go. All right, I tried to put arrows where the impacts were, and I think I took about 10 shots and got them with the drone before I was worried about running out of batteries. And I didn't want to get much closer because I was afraid I might shoot my drone, and they're not cheap. But you can see that little orange area is only about a couple of feet. It was about a quarter of a mil in my scope, and at 2,200 yards, that's not a very big spot to aim at, or a big object. So you can see some rounds that aren't perfectly on target, but I challenge you to do much better. That's a long way out there, especially that caliber, but all things considered, pretty good. In the description, I will also put atmospherics, links to equipment manufacturers, and all the stuff that I used. So for all you ballistics nerds, the information will be in the description. And if you have any more questions, you can always hit me up in the comments, and I'll try to respond as soon as I possibly can. And if any of you were wondering, it's about a 3-second flight time. So what I was able to do towards the end of my little shooting session was I had enough time to shoot, pull my head off my gun, look at the iPad, which was attached to my drone and showing what the drone was filming, and then watch the splash and then know if I was on track or not, right? So it's pretty cool when you're shooting and you have several seconds of time before it actually hits the target. I mean, it's a pretty weird thing watching my impacts on a little miniature drone flying in the air 2 miles away, so small I couldn't see it. So this one kind of got away from me, but that's the last one. And then I think we transition to me flying back to the shooting position, just so you know that I'm not completely full of crap. All right, that's that clump of rocks I was shooting at. And I kind of sped this up, I think 4 times zoom. So it would be, if that drone flies about 35 miles an hour. So this would be if you're traveling 140 miles an hour, how long it would take you to get from the target to the shooter. And it was a really pretty day and a really pretty place outside of Salida, Colorado. Anyway, yeah, that little black speck, that's the idiot that's talking and shooting. So anyway, it was fun. I had a good time. I hope you guys, especially if you're a veteran or if you know anybody, feel free to check out FobRaiser, www.fobraiser.org. Again, the link will be in the description. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Goodbye.